We're going to be doing the Witch's Revelation questline today, and of course, this time around, these buffs are going to be centered around these stellar reactions. But more importantly, even above the fact that these guys are getting buffs, which by the way is a very good thing, glad Genshin is doing more of this, and I want them to keep doing it in the near future. I want to see what stories are going to be linked to these characters. Last time around when we had the Hexerai buffs, of course, for the likes of Venti, Albedo, and so on and so forth, we got some great stories as well for them. And we got interesting backstories, interesting present line stories, and interesting stories that could lead to something in the future. And so I'm hoping it's going to be the same case here today with these characters. Of course, the characters that are going to be buffed are Risley, Yae Miko, Mizuki, Chi-Chi, Diona, Beidou, and Sino. The only character I don't have from this list is Sino. So unfortunately, I am probably gonna go onto YouTube and check if somebody has his story up so that we can react to it together, because I'd like to see everybody's story, of course, right? And if I have to do it via other people, live through them vicariously, then I will do so. But of course, we do have these other 6 characters that I can actually look into the stories for, and from what I have heard, Yae Miko's is the most interesting one. So let's take a look at what's in store for us with these characters. If we swivel around to the left, we have Barbelot's kind of fortune-telling area. Let's go and check out what's in store for us, eh? I'm curious to see. I'm really excited to see what's in store for us. Paimon, we're in Fontaine. You've probably just got Dodokos on the brain. We'll go with that. Oh great, the Dodokos have finally risen up.
Oh yeah?
The Dodokos are rising to war. Alright, let's see what... I mean, that's true. Hey, listen, anything to do with these Hexen Circle members, don't trust them in terms of coincidences. Okay, this is truly a pleasant surprise. That's something we do know and are aware of as to what's the situation with us being a descender. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I kind of assumed that, but I don't know if that has ever been confirmed. I think this is the first time we've had it written in terms of them telling us that fact, right? I think that is something that's the case. We really are the wild card of this game, effectively, right? And for that reference, of course, if you guys have played Persona games, it's a reference from that. And if you look at Arcanas as well, technically we are a wild card when it comes to this entire situation that's happening in Teyvat. Okay, fair enough. Just for a bit of spot of fun. Okay. Okay. Ah, so we're basically going to go get them and then bring him here and tell him, come here, please. She's got something in store for you. So yeah, these are all people we know. Yeah, that's Alice. Why are you wearing Barbelot's outfit? She's just taken over Barbie's Dodoko. No. I'm surprised Yae Miko would have been considered as a minor variable considering all things said and done. Considering Yae Miko's affiliation with the Electro Archon, I wouldn't have dismissed her. The rest, I can understand. We had to simply see this one through. Fair enough, fair enough.
まったくお前には呆れたよ。だが
If I can gather these minor variables together, I should be able to adjust my divination. Okay. Okay, okay. Let's go get them.
ここへ来たのはそういうわけさ。彼らに会って可能なら簡単な占いでもしてやろうと思ってるんだ。
When will they be here? When you go get
そん
them.
なことまで詳しく占う暇はないが。
When you go and call them.
遅かれ早かれやってくるよ。
Okay.
つまりここに露店を出してずーっと待ち続けるつもりなんだな。
大丈夫。このドドコはただの身代わりだからね。本体のわしは
This Dodoko is simply a stand and I'm still working on it. I love how they've just placed a Dodoko, like as if any Marashose Phantom member is not just gonna come and just take him away.
バービーのドドコには自動感知システムを搭載してあげたから。
And how do you know Chi-Chi's gonna come here? Or like, for example, Diona, why would they even come here? Chi-Chi, maybe Baiju is coming with her potentially, right? Oh, that's cute. That is cute.
何しに戻ってきたんだ。腕をどかしな。水裏の番号落ちてしまうじゃないか。あと。
Oh, so Alice is a hot chocolate drinker. I respect that. I respect that.
カップはしっかりと持つんだよ。
Not my go-to, but something that's nice.
これでよしと。そうそう、バービー。このカップはあなたの分だから、本当に砂糖はほんの少ししか入れてないの。
Oh God.
使っても。
お前にとっての微糖とわし。
Hardly any sugar is 5 cubes of sugar in Alice language.
話がそれちゃったね。
That is a lot of sugar though.
バービーの占いの結果を聞いたとき、本当なら私はその子たちを集めて。
Well, unfortunately, I can't hold the party because Sino would be missing.
招待状の届け方まで考えて、わざわざかっこいい鳥をたくさん探したんだよ。
Okay, fair enough.
想像してみて。みんなが寝静まった深夜に。
A huge pure white bird flies through your window with a mysterious letter in the big. Is this a reference to Harry Potter? It feels like it's a bit of a small reference to Harry Potter because I feel like in the movies it was a white bird that gave Harry his letter.
だが、そんなことをしても運命の奇跡を乱すだけだ。それに、こんな些細な予言
I feel like it is a reference. Okay, so she couldn't do that. So they'd have to come on their own.
開く機会はまだまだあるよね。ちょうどいいタイミングが来たら、みんなを招待するから。
I wanted to say, is there a official Dodoko plush?
パーティーを開くために旅人パイモンその子たちを連れてくる任務はあなたたちに任せて。
In the end, we were just told to bring him. Okay.
これも運命の奇跡を乱すことになるんじゃ
I
ないか。
guess because we're calling them.
こいつらはもともと旅人と関わりがあるし、理論的にはすでに。
But I was gonna say also because our fate is not already tied to Tevat, do we not
旅人
count?
が出向いて呼んできたとしても、占いへの影響はさほどないだろうね。
Okay.
さすがは旅人。やっぱり頼りになるよ。
Closest to the cake. Alright. Let's go and get each and every single one of them. We'll probably start with Risley because he's Fontaine. It's the closest one that's possible. Then we'll just keep going right and right and right as we go along. Or we'll go in order of the left to right, whatever they show us.
これで耳を塞ぐのさ。お前は耳にうるさくて、ニコは頭に響く。
If my head isn't hurting, then my ears are. Oh my god. Poor Barbeloff. I miss Octavia. I wonder when we'll see Octavia. I'm sure we'll see her at some point. At some point. Okay, so I have to be level 70. Am I level 70 on all of them? I think I am. I want to say I am. Oh, thank God. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm level 70. The only one I was actually worried about was Beidou. Because I remember I had gotten Mizuki up recently. Chi-Chi I had gotten up way before we even knew about these buffs as well, to be honest. I got her ready like in 6.3 or 6.4. Something like that. I was like, you know what? Let me just work on her because why not? You know, it'll be a little bit of fun. But anyways, let's check out Risley's Witch's Revelation. So Warden's Instruction, Great Yokai's Instruction, Instruction Beyond Dreams, Instruction of Curious Form for Chi-Chi, Diona's is Special Blends Instruction, Beto's is Voyaging Instruction, and Sino's, which I do not have, is Duties Instruction. So let's take a look at Risley's. So enhancement buffs. So it seems like he basically is able to get into a stellar conduct state effectively, which is really good. Gets more stellar conduct in his constellations. Oh, so he gets buffs to his constellations, and he gets an additional talent basically, which allows him to deal more damage through the stellar conduct reaction, which is pretty cool. Okay. Alright, so let's accept Risley's first and foremost. Oh,
こんにちは、トリスメギストスさん。
Lady Tries Magistus.
おや、その名前を正確に言えるとは。どうやらわしらには共通の友人がいるようだ。
コロンビーナというお嬢さんにここを勧められてな。
Oh, Columbina recommended
あれ
Risley.
は全く予測困難な娘だからね。
Barbalot, okay.
お前さんたちの出会いもさぞかし驚きに満ちてお
So
ったのだ。
it automatically starts, which is very nice. I don't have to
ま
do
さに
anything.
その通り。予測困難という評価にも同意する。
Alright.
はじめまして。俺はリオセスリだ。
Rio Tesli.
ああ、水の下を滑る公爵だね。会えて嬉しいよ。
Le Duc Sulo. Le Duc Sulo. The Duke on water? The Duke without water.
まさか。偉大なる魔女の一人が俺のことを知って
No,
たなんて。
what is Sue in French? Oh
光栄の
god.
至りだな。
My French is really bad. My French is really bad now. I would be able to handle a very basic slash okayish conversation with most French people, and generally I can read French well. The Duke below water. Sue is below. I don't know why I thought it was... Oh yeah, Sue chef. The chef below. Of course. Such an easy thing, and I completely forgot about it for some reason.
先生術師であるトリスメギストスさん。
I thought for some reason Sue was without. Son is without. Son, S-A-N-S. Son is without. Sue is below. I mixed up the two for some reason.
お互いに素性を知っておるのなら、堅苦しい挨拶は抜きにしようじゃないか。わしのことはバーベロスと呼べばよい。
Le Duc Sulo is basically the Duke underwater. Makes sense.
今は公務時間外だ。
I had it right the first time when I said the Duke
ただの
below
フォン
water.
ターヌの一市民に過ぎない。
I think I said below water, but then I corrected myself to saying without water. That's my bad.
さっき通りがかりに焼きたてのショーラマドレーヌを見かけたんだ。魔女はお茶会で談笑する
Can
の
the
が好き
Doroko
だと
have the
聞いた。
Madeleines?
おや、確かにこれはわしらの茶会で大人気の菓子だね。
I'd be very surprised if they did.
わしがここに滞在し始めてからずいぶん経つ。多くのものに予言を送ってきたが、
Also, she's just been doing general fortune telling as well. That's pretty
感
cool.
謝するよ、リオセスリスさん。アリスたちと美味しくいただくとしよう。
聞こえたよ、バービー。絶対に私の分も残しておいてね。
Alice just coming from out of nowhere.
前みたいに私が遅刻したからってニコが黙って全部食べ。
わかったわかった。今度こそ必ず残しておくよ。まったくお前はどうしてこうもタイミングよくやってくるんだい。
Here I am hoping to maintain the Hexen Circle's dignity in front of our new friend.
俺はこんなことであんたらの評価を下げたりはしないさ。それに優れた能力を持つ人が活発な性格じゃいけないなんて決まりはないしな。
Everyone's entitled to their personality. That is also
その
true.
通り。楽観的で朗らかな性格は魔女界の入会条件の一つだからね。
Optimism and cheerfulness are core entry requirements of the
そんな
Hexen
条件
Circle.
初めて聞いたよ。
I was gonna say, I don't think anybody else have heard of it.
今思いついたんだもの。魔女界は世界に喜びをもたらす組織なんだから、そもそも私たち自身が明るく前向きでなきゃ。
俺の個人的な意見だが、あんたらが思うまま
I
に
support
生
everyone
活を楽しむ
enjoying
ことに
life
は
however
賛
they
成
please,
だ。
provided no laws are
当
broken.
然、法や規律を犯さないってのが前提だが。
その前提はアリスの前で
I was gonna say, considering Alice and her
もっ
shenanigans,
と、そいつは心配だな。
ちょっとまだいるんだけど。 大丈夫よ。安心して。私だってメロピデ要塞の管理人の前で
Otherwise, there's gonna be another entirely confinement for. There's gonna be a complete other confinement for her. I was gonna say, it's not gonna be the same as the Knights of Favonius' solitary confinement room.
まさか単なる反省室で伝説の魔女を閉じ込められるとでも？あんたが素直に罰を受け入れるのはきっと本性は謙虚で義理堅いからじゃないのか？
Due to her humility and unimpeachable trustworthiness.
よくわかったね。
Okay, brown noser.
待てリオセスリさん。これ以上こいつを図に乗らせないでくれ。機嫌がいい時のアリスは何をしでかすか分かったもんじゃない。
Please show some respect for the solitary confinement room.
よく考えたら旅人は騎士団の栄誉騎士なんだし、反省室の威厳を守らないとな。
魔女の逃走を栄誉騎士が阻止するのか？なかなか面白そうな。
I don't think we've done it, and I don't think we're interested in doing so. That's Jean's
お
job.
前は騒ぎを煽るやじ馬かよ。それにしても公爵がもう来てたなんて思わなかったぜ。おかげで水の下へ行く手間が省けたぞ。
That must be for the power of divination.
そろそろ本題に入らないとね。
Alright.
さて、リオセスリスさん。
Alright, it's time. Let's see what Raisley's lunar arcanum is. I am very curious. I am very curious to see what card he draws.
これは一種の予言かい?
I have an idea on what it could be. I have a small feeling. I have a small feeling it's between two, right? I think it could be Hanged Man because of sacrifice and martyrdom, which he has done in the past, right? It could be what else could it be? I'm trying to think. I was thinking Hanged Man. That's the only one that I was thinking of. Could it be anything else? Could it mean anything else? Maybe Judgment? Maybe Judgment. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
そうとも言えるだろう。
それなら
Then no Fontanian would fail to take it seriously. Wait. Did I miss it? Sorry? Does that count as prophecy? Okay. Alright, let's see what's in store for us. Let's see what Homeboy has in store for us in terms of his arcanum. In terms of his arcana. Let's see. So let's flip it. It's the Emperor one. I didn't think about Emperor. I could see Emperor potentially. Authority, control.
聖一の皇帝だね。
And it's the upright version. Yeah, it's upright. It's not reversed. Which makes sense, obviously. He's not running it with tyranny or rigidity. Is this card bad? I can handle anything you tell me.
むしろその真逆だよ。
Eternal dominion and unshakable authority, which I guess makes sense with him being the Duke of the and the administrator of the Fortress of Meripede. And the way he handles all the then he handles all the inmates basically, right? I think it makes sense.
だが
Your fate keeps rolling forward, forever changing, which can only mean. Could he? Ooh. Yeah. Perhaps it's not the person who changes, but their environment.
今のところはその傾向にある。
Interesting. I'm also glad that they are also explaining what the Arcana means. I mean, they had to, obviously. The average person wasn't going to know, you know, the average person wasn't going to know, like, what the Arcana means, right? One of the big reasons why I personally know is because Persona, right? Hence why you kind of understand, like, each character's personality kind of matches what the card means and stuff like that. One night, as I was gazing at an unusually bright moon, I found myself thinking the world is changing.
だね。
And I guess with
そして巨大な変数が
Risley,
介
he's
入
probably
した
going to be
後は
keeping that
わしら
control
は
where
皆
the
道
change
を
isn't going to
迎え入れる
influence
準
him
備を
all
しな
that
ければ
much.
ならない。だがこのカードの結果から見るにお前さんはそれ
Yeah,
ほど心配
that's
す
what I
る
was going to
必
say.
要
He's
は
going to
なさそうだ。
get that control going
環
for
境
him.
がどう変化しようともお前はそれに適応
Alright.
するあるいは対抗する能力が備わっておる。
Okay.
そいつは喜ばしいことだ。どうや
Looks
ら
like I didn't take that
あの
punch for
一発は
nothing.
殴ら
Oh
れ
my
損
god,
じゃなかったって
it's
こと
referencing the
かな。
punch of friendship.
ただ好奇心からかなりぶしつけな質問をさせてもらいたいんだが、聞
Okay,
いてもいいかい？
what's the question?
ちょっとずるいんじゃない？リオ・セスリさんにそんな風に言われたら私たちの好奇心がそそられるに決まってるでしょ。
なら単刀直入に聞こう。ずっと気になってたんだが、本当の予言
How
ってのは
exactly does a prophecy
一
ensure
体
its
どうやっ
own
てその実
fulfillment?
現を保証してるんだ。俺を例にしてみよう。今の占いによると、俺は長期的に安定した状態にあるらしい。だがもし俺がこの予言を知った上で反逆心を起こし、常軌を逸した行動をとったら、結
Good
果はどう
question
な
in
るの
that
かな。
sense. You might want to rebel against the idea of what
例
you
え
are.
ばそうだな。
You blew up the
Ah,
fortress of
それにしよ
Meropide. Bit of a stretch, but okay.
まだそんなことを考えてたのか？
あ、それは
それは奇遇ね。すご
I
腕
just so
の
happen to
爆
know a
破
very
専門
skilled
家を紹介で
explosives
きるよ。
expert. Oh no. No, 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 no. I don't recommend.
そして栄誉騎士はその専門家に同行する保護者としていざという時にあらゆる悪いことから守ってあげるの。
ほら予言はこうして達成されるんだよ。
どうやら随分と破壊
She
力の
sounds
あ
like
る
quite the
専門家みた
destructive
いだ。
force and cute. Very cute.
クレイのことだな。公爵は知らないかもしれないけど、クレイはアリスの娘なんだ。
うんうん。正確には諸世界の大冒険者。
Daughter of the great adventure of the realms, Dodo King,
9
defendable
本の
Mondstadt.
長
守護者。
すぎるよ。
とにかく大魔王アリスの最高に可愛い子供で名実ともに火花騎士のクレイだよ。はあ、やっぱり元の計画通りちゃんとしたパーティーを開いてみんなに紹介したかった。
The more people learn about Klee, the further she's going to probably have to be confined into this. What's it called? Confined in the confinement room.
いい考えだ。その日が来るのを楽しみにしていよう。うまいお茶の誘いとあれば、断るわけにはいかないからな。
All right, there we go. Risley is done. Listen to the story. Wait, what is this? What did I just do? Oh, we get to do a tutorial with him.
断罪の名において。
始めよう。
Oh, we set up a pole star field. Oh, nice damage.
恐れなくていいぞ。罪に向き合う。
You can see the damage. There was like a good 50k there. And I'd imagine with like a Sandrone or like a Yae Miko or something, you'd be able to get even more out of it. The pole star field is doing about 42k-ish. I saw there. Not bad, not bad.
お嬢様の仰せのままに。
逃げるな。
And I have to stay within the field, which the field is pretty big, so it's not really a problem there. It just depends on the movement of these bloody enemies. Just depends on the moves of the bloody enemies. Alright. So we got Risley's revelation unveiled. Lovely stuff. Let's move on to the next one. We go over here, open up the book. We'll go over to Yae Miko, I guess, next. Yae is already there. Perfect. We can check her enhancements in a little bit as well.
あそこにいるのはミコか。
Alright.
なんだかめんどく
This is gonna be
さ
an
いことになりそう
interesting
な
one.
気が
Obviously, with her
するぜ。
connection, like I said, to the Electro Archon, I think this is gonna be a pretty big one.
参戦花祭りの時だって 結果的には楽しかったけど、その過程がな。
And she made us sign
でも
ourselves
今
away.
回はオイラたちが頑張るわけじゃないし、何かされることは。
おや、わっぱにパイも。せっかくフォンテーヌで出会えたというのに、わっぱたちと来たら。
ミコ、全部聞いてたのか。
いいよ、何も聞いておらぬぞ。
I doubt it was anything flattering.
ろくな話ではなさそうじゃな。
そんなことないぞ。オイラたちもミコに会えて嬉しいな。
Miko really got us
当
this
然
time.
八重堂のために奔走しておるのじゃよ。わらわのような苦労の大
Okay, so she's here based on
他に何の
publishing
用があ
house
るという
business, of
の
course.
じゃ。
Yeah, publishing house business.
新刊を箱
Okay.
いっぱいに買い込んだ
I
ば
just
か
had
り
bought
で
a
な。
book, new
こ
books
れを
and
持
was
ち帰
planning
って
them.
八重
Okay.
堂の編集者たちにじっくり読ませようと思っていたのじゃが、邸内を散策しておった時、
An
外れによ
unusually
くわかる
accurate
占いの
fortune
屋台
teller.
があると聞いてな。それでわらわ
Oh,
も一
if
度見
Alice
て
is
もら
going
った
to
のじ
talk
ゃ。
to yeah, I'm curious to see
好
the
奇心を満た
discussion.
すためといったところじゃ。
I'm quite interested to see the discussion between the two characters.
オイラどうやってお前に弾かせればいいかずっと悩んでたんだぞ。
ふむ、わらわの未来にそんなに興味があるのか？
Apologies if you're hearing some stuff in the background. Families here over, so they're talking quite loudly.
少々の代償を払ってもらわねばな。そうじゃな。
Alright.
いっそのこと、八重堂の一員となって冒険譚を本にまとめるというのはどうじゃ？
No, 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 no. We're not signing our lives
最
away.
近流行りの名付け方に習って。
I picked up emergency food at the start and now I'm invincible. Oh my god.
とするのが良
That
いな。
is...
きっと飛ぶように売れるぞ。
It would need to be a pretty thick book. I mean, based on everything, yeah.
面白ければどれほど分厚くてもよい。以前パラドックス後のホ
Let
ラ
me
イ
move the
ゾン
mic away
という
from
娯楽小
the
説を
other
出
room.
版し
Maybe
た
that'll
こと
help a
がある。
little bit. Hopefully that helps a bit.
あれは辞書のように分厚くての。しかもなんと全
That
8
book
部
was
作
thick
なん
as a
じゃ。
dictionary and spanned 8
3
volumes.
冊
Then
の
there were
設
3
定資料
companion
集
guides
と
and
6冊の
6
概要を合
spin-offs.
わせれば
Jesus
積み重ね
Christ.
ただけで天井に届くほどじゃぞ。
8 volumes, 6 spin-offs, 3 companion
もし
guides.
わっぱ
That's
がそ
crazy.
れほどの物語を書けるというのなら、編集長である我らが責任編集者
Sorry, but
に
no,
なっ
I
てや
still
って
have
もよい
adventuring to
ぞ。
do. Maybe after
Doja?
SNESnaya. Maybe after SNESnaya.
ほう。であればカードは見せずともよいのじゃな。
So you don't want to see which card I drew? I've certainly lost all interest.
実はオイラたちもそこまで。
ほれ、これがわらわの引い
Wait,
た
is
カー
that
ドじゃ。
reverse justice? Reverse justice. That's a very interesting one. Unaccountability, dishonesty. That's very interesting considering all things said and done. Ooh. Ooh.
説明によると、逆位置の正義だったかな。
Is there something that I didn't see that I covered
見
my
たく
eyes?
ないのか？まあよい。はあ、占いが嫌いなんじゃな。
No, there's got to be
次
something
に
more.
わっぱ
That's
た
a
ちがお
very
みくじを
interesting
引き
card
に
for
来て
Yae
も、
Miko to
こ
draw.
の嫌い。そういえば、最近よく神社へ絵馬をかけに来ておったじゃろ。いっそ。
Justice, it's got a nice ring to it.
お前な。
良いには良いが、残念ながら逆位置の正義じゃからな。わらわが悪人だとでも言いたい
Well,
の
yeah, I
じ
was
ゃろう
gonna
か。
say, yeah, it's not really good because it's reversed.
正義のカードといっても一般的な意味での善人や
Okay, let's
悪
listen to
人を指す
Barbelot's
わけではない
explanation
よ。
because she'll be able to explain the whole situation with the card a little bit better than I will be able
む
to.
しろ
At least I'd hope
今
so
逆
because
位置にあるそれが指し示すのは不誠実な人。
it's currently
ね。
reversed. So once it's unreversed, it could potentially mean more, better, clarity, effectively.
不誠実？まさか。わらわがこやつらにおみくじを読み解いてやるときは、この上なく誠実にしておるというのに。
オイラの記憶だと旅人がミコのおみくじを引くときは毎回大吉だった
It's always great fortune.
それはわっぱの運がいいのじゃ。あるいは宮司であるわらわのそばにおるときは運気が上がっておるのじゃな。
それは奇遇だね。確かに逆位置の正義は歪んだ因果、不均衡、不誠実、そして不満足を象徴しておる。妖怪であるお前さんなら理解できるだろう。何しろ妖怪の誕生はもとより欲望と密接に関わっておるからね。
Okay. That's interesting. I was just trying to understand it a little bit better. So yeah, of course.
物事
A
へ
yearning
対
for
する
something, an
渇望、
uncompleted dream,
叶わ
some
なかった
unfinished
夢、
undertaking.
未完の大志、
Ooh.
何らかの感情に惹かれること。
So while Yae presents herself as, oh, everything's okay, everything is fine, there's still something
これ
left
らの
for
満
her.
たされなかった欲望は些細なきっかけで成長し、
There's that little bit of
予想外の
dishonesty,
明や
you could
目
say,
を
in
は
that
びこら
sense.
せる。
Okay. That could be very interesting in the long term when it comes to, of course, the situation with the
そして稲妻の大
characters
妖怪であるお前さんの
and
心に
Inazuma
は
as a whole.
さらに巨大な欲望が埋まっておるのだろうね。
Because if you think about it, right, with every region, right, we've gone back to Mondstadt, done something there. Sumeru, done something there again. Liyue, done something there again. Fontaine, to an extent, especially with this patch and generally as well, I feel like, you know, with Arlecchino and all, we've done something with Fontaine again. Natlan is too recent, but maybe at some point we'll go back there to accomplish something. And technically, we did kind of revisit it with the whole Pyronosis situation, right? The only one that we've not really gone back and revisited properly is Inazuma, I would say, right? We've obviously had festivals there and everything, and of course in the last major Inazuma event, you know, Raiden was talking about some war situation. So
だが
it's not
これ以上はわしにも見え
impossible
ないよ。
that there might be
なんせカードを
something
一枚引いただけ
on
だ
the
からな。
horizon in regards
そ
to
れに
Inazuma with
逆位置の正
recent
義は
situations
隠し事や
including
嘘
this
にも
one
長けておる。 他
potentially
人に対しても
meaning
自分自
something
身に対して
or
もな。
potentially leading to a important storyline. So let's wait and see on that front. But yeah, reverse justice is known to be good at concealing lies, whether from others
な
or
んとも要
oneself.
領を得ぬ話じゃのう。巫女たちがおみくじを読み解く時の言い回しにそっくりじゃ。
Interesting,
ここで
interesting.
このような斬新な占いの話術が
I knew
聞け
Yae
るとは
Miko was
思わ
going to
な
be
い
an
んだぞ。
interesting card to see, and a lot of people said the same, right? I've seen a lot of people say that Yae Miko's revelation was very interesting, and now I can see why that's the case.
巫女たちには教えられんのう。何はともあれ、汝の占いには感謝しておる。機会があれば、鳴神大社へ遊びに来て、汝も占われてみぬか。
残念だけど水占の術だけで手一杯だね。
I'm afraid my hydromancy keeps me far too busy. I simply can't spare the time to dip my toes into other forms of fortune telling.
だが話を聞く限りそのおみくじとやらはニコとアリスが気に入りそう。
Alice mentioned.
あいつらに教えてやるとしよ
その時は、わらわが直々に魔
I
女
don't
たち
think
のおみくじを
Yae
引い
Miko
て
remembers
やる。
Alice because she wouldn't say this.
皆とびきりの良いくじが引けると保証するぞ。
Alright, there we go. Yae Miko is done. Very interesting one for Yae Miko for sure. Reverse Justice is not necessarily what I was expecting for her, but I can see it now with what, you know, Barbelot said and explained. And generally with, you know, what we know about Inazuma, generally speaking, in that we don't know much.
律令十五
Alright, let's see this.
雪よ前
Alright. Alright, I didn't even see the Stellar Conduct numbers. How much is it? 30,000 for Yae Miko? I mean, from what I've been hearing, Yae is gonna be insane for Stellar Conduct, based on literally people's own testing and stuff. Right now that it's live in game and everything, it seems like Yae Miko is kind of insane for it. So I'm kind of interested to see how she'll operate with what's her name? Yeah, Sandrone. Now that I have her ready to go, and now that we're able to do the Witch's Revelation, of course, as well. I didn't see that damage. Yeah, the stellar conduct hits are only doing about 30k, but I guess this is also I have to keep in mind what set are they running on her. So 888. They're running Thundering Fury, and that's not the right set. It would be much better if they ran oh wait, the weapons also changed. Stellar conduct damage is also increased as well. Wow. That's actually going to be pretty massive in all regards, which is insane. Okay. And then this is the stellar conduct state as well. So basically, the main question is more so than anything else is this set isn't going to be the right set. The best set for her is going to be this set. The disenchantment set, because of course you get that extra 40% stellar conduct damage bonus and the super conduct bonus as well, and then the crit rate also goes up, which is very nice. We're gonna open up this anyways in a second. All right, let me just finish off this. So slight improvement needed to be made in terms of just making sure that the right set is on the character. I wanted to just double check that. I should have checked what Risley also was running, because that could also have been a set maybe not good for him necessarily, but potentially. I was wondering, like, let me just check the set, because I don't feel like it should be this week based on what other people are saying, you know? Felt a little bit off in that regards. Felt a little bit off. Alright, let's move on to the next character, who it's gonna be Mizuki. We have 4 more to go, and then we'll check Sinos in a video. Alright, let's take a look at Mizuki. Yet another yokai, by the way.
あそこにいるのって水木とバクじゃないか？
Mizuki's mini Bakus are there as well. Okay.
旅人とパイモン？さっきバーベロスさんから君たちのことを聞いてね、会えたらいいなって思ってたんだよ。どうやら運命は
You know what, with Mizuki getting a buff as well, I do believe we're gonna be getting like a stellar swirl or something, 100%. Unless I missed it and they had already confirmed it or something, I'll need to check her talents and stuff. If the paperwork for this educational film about psychology goes smoothly, I should have indeed time to do some leisure. That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh god, she used Fontanian cinema for marketing purposes. Fair enough. Oh, that's very good. That's exactly how you want to go about doing stuff. Alright. Why not make a few films about mental disorders as a fun and educational way to explain basic psychological concepts? I think this is something that's good, and I think this is something that in real life more people should do to help give an idea of just what these disorders are, and get an idea about them, to show like the troubles that people may have and how you can help them, or how you can understand their situation better, you know? Yep. I think obviously in the modern era we're getting better at it, but unfortunately due to certain situations, people are going back to the idea of dismissing it, which I think it's wrong to completely dismiss the idea of these people, you know?
何せ心の病には形も色もないから、それを把握する、いや、その存在に気づくことすら簡単なことけど、それをどう捉えて永遠の台本に落とし込めばいいのかわからないの。恥ずかしい話だけど、普段から心理的な病気に関する論文がたくさん書いてるのに。
I mean, yeah, it's completely different about, making a thesis and writing a script for a video or a film. This is something I can attest to, because sometimes I feel like my scripts are becoming too method-based in terms of its methodological, methodological. There we go. English is a very difficult language, but it becomes a bit a bit of a difficult because you become too technical, you become too direct. There's no whimsy about it or flair to it or necessarily some entertainment aspects of it. It becomes a bit of a boring research paper, in that sense. So it is something I can acknowledge and accept as well, that I struggle with it a little bit because of how I'm so used to writing the way of a thesis. But there are people who have a really nice balance of writing a thesis but making it in a nice entertaining sort of way where it invites the reader to read it. Because one of the things that I feel like a lot of like myself, engineers, scientists and all do is their research papers, while yes, I understand they have to be objective, they tend to be a little bit dreary, to be honest, at the same time. Whereas there are some papers which I've read that are really well written because they show a little bit of their own personality as researchers, but also they show their passion in a very open way when it comes to these papers, rather than just writing exactly what happened or whatever it may be, right? So I think that's pretty cool. Alright, let's see what Mizuki's Lunar Arcana is. Anya wanted to write a fairy tale for every card in the Lunar Arcana, but there were so many stories she wanted to write in so little time, huh? What would Mizuki's be? I can't think of one off the top of my head. I could potentially see Sun. Could I see Sun? Sun, Star. Star being rejuvenation. I know that one of its meanings is rejuvenation, so it could work well, I would say. Star could work well. Then you could also have... Magician? Maybe? No, I can't see Magician. I think Sun or Star. Of course, the main level of divination is with the Grand Narukami Shrine. If I do anything that breaks the proper ritual etiquette, please set me straight. Alright, let's see what's in store for good old Mizuki. What is it gonna be? Reversed Moon. Interesting. Reversed Moon, from what I remember, is mainly fear, if I recall correctly, or misinterpretation, more so. It's more so that fear of getting something wrong, effectively. And I guess with what she's doing it here as well. Escapism, illusion, self-deception. I thought it was the other something else. That's my bad. That doesn't sound good. Two reverse cards for two Inazuman characters, by the way. Just like to point that out.
夢水木さんがこの予言を聞けたということは、事態はまだ窮地に陥ってはおらんということでもあるよ。少し努力すれば、道を覆い隠す暗雲から抜け出して、求めるものを見つけられるかもしれない。I thought it was fear and misinterpretation, but I guess I could be wrong on that front.
逃避と隠蔽、そして自己欺瞞。
I guess you could say there is a form of misinterpretation by self-deception, but
単純にカードを読み解くならそういうことだ。もっとはっきり言う
To put it more
と、
plainly,
お前さんはすぐ目の前にある答え
you're
から
running from an
逃
answer
げ
that's
て、
right before your eyes,
わざ
searching
わざ
far
遠
when you
回
should
り
be
をしてまでそれか
looking.
ら離れようとね。
Interesting.
つまり、私の台本を批評してくれる人は、実はすぐ目の前にいるということで。
台本に限った話じゃないがね。ただ具体的にカード
I
が
was
持
gonna
つ
say
意
it's
味を
probably
ど
not
う理
just
解
her
するかは
script, it
自
could
分
be
次第
the
だ
her
よ。
whole life mainly.
目の前にある答え。遠回りの逃避。何を指してるのか、だいたい分かってきたよ。言われてみれば、確かに私は 自己欺瞞してる。それか無意識のうちに遠回りをするようになってたみたい。以前から八重堂を訪ねて、
Ah, okay,
宮司様
interesting.
に永遠の台本について助言をもらおうと思ってたんだけど、心理療法の観点から言えば、それも無意識の逃避ってことになるね。ありがとうございます、バーベロスさん。やっぱりカードは私にひらめきをもたらしてくれました。
Okay, I thought it would be more
運命の糸を解きほぐしたのはお前さんで、わしはその糸
I
口を
still
渡し
believe
て
it
やった
might
だ
be a
け
little
さ。
bit more general than just
た
linked to
だ
the
そ
script.
の宮司もまた運命に翻弄されるものの人。絡み合う糸は往々にして厄介事を引き起こすものだよ。
Intertwining threads
その
often
観
brings
点からす
trouble.
れば、お前さんがそのものと距離を置くのも決して悪いこととは。
宮司様に原稿を見てもらって少し意見をもらうだけなら、その運命に関わることはありませんよね。
さっきも言った通り、解釈はお前さん次第だよ。わしは1枚のカードから未来の細部まで見通せるわけじゃない。実際に運命につまず
Who
い
can
てみな
perceive
けれ
every
ば、
obstacle on the
自
path of
分が
fate
歩む
before
道
it
に
trips
張られ
them
た
up?
糸に気づくことなどできは
Very
しないの
interesting,
さ。
very
あの
interesting.
小娘も言っておったな。変えられない、逆らえない、受け入れる以外何もできないのが運命の運命たるゆえんなのです。だった。とにかくわしはお前さんの永遠を楽しみにしておる
Anyway,
よ。
Miss Yoka, I look forward to watching your film. Interesting, very interesting. I think it's a lot more than just the script, to be quite honest. At least in my opinion, I think there's a lot more to it than just the script. Very interesting. Reversed moon, huh? Okay. Oh yeah, let me see what she's like. What is her buffs and all? The vast be the dream. Oh wait, what is her buffs? Yeah, vast be the dream. When Yume Mizuki triggers Yume Mizuki triggers the swirl reaction. While okay, so there is no stellar swirl, but I feel like if you're upgrading an animal character, I feel like that's an indication that there could be stellar swirl coming along. And remember, Animal wasn't one of the ones that got buffed during the Not Cry patch, so I feel like the likes of I'd imagine, well, Pyro I don't see happening because just how good Mawika is. I don't think they'd want to do that. Looking at it from a meta perspective, Dendro will probably will Dendro get something? No. Cryo makes sense because Cryo didn't have anything last patch. Animo makes sense because we didn't have anything last patch. It has to be either Pyro or maybe something else. Electro's already been alongside Stellar Cryo, so makes sense. And Electro's generally been a bit of a weaker sort of element, right? So it makes sense as to why it's got both Lunar and Stellar. But yeah, interesting, very interesting. Alright, let's do this. Come on, there we go. Get some big damage. Big damage. Big damage. Do this, there we go. Come on. Alright, we're dealing some good damage. In terms of at least the elemental reactions, it makes sense. Alright, I just needed to set up Layla's buff again and then do this. There we go. Defeat these Kaigiri or Kaigari. What are they called? Kaigiri, I think. Alright. Mizuki is done and dusted. We'll move on to the next one, who I think it is Chi-Chi that's next, right? I think it's Chi-Chi that's next. Yep. Chi-Chi is next. Let's take a look at Chi-Chi's fortune-telling booth. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, Chi-Chi's with some melee scenes. Aww.
ナナ、何か思い出せたか？
ごめん。
謝らなくていい。大丈夫だぞ。 パレメルモニアまではまだ距離があるか
Oh
ら
my gosh,
もう
she
少し
doesn't
歩いて
remember
みよ
her
う
home.
もしかしたら
She's
家がど
nowhere
こ
near
か思い
home.
出せるかもしれない。
見ろ、ナナがいるぞ。一緒にいるのはメリュジーヌか。見たことない組み合わせだな。あ、旅人、それとバイモン。
ナナの知り合いか？
Aw,
よ
poor
か
poor
った。
thing.
私がルミドゥースハーバーの近くで捜査をしていた時に
She is
こ
a
の迷子を見
child,
かけ
but
て
not necessarily
迷子
human,
だ
sadly.
よな。体型からして人間の子供のはずだ。
ナナはそうそう。オイラたちはずーっと前から知り合いの
Lovely, lovely, always backing her up. Gotta back her up.
お、よく反応したな。もしナナが自分をキョンシーだって言ってたら、このメリュジーヌを怖がらせちゃうところだったぜ。うん、大切な友達。そう。
ようやく手がかりがつかめたようだな。正直に言うと、私も
Poor
こ
thing
こ
must
ま
be
で
like,
お手
what?
上げの状況に遭遇
I
した
don't
の
know
は
what to
初め
do.
てなんだ
Can't
よ。
find her house or anything.
友達なら知ってると思うけど、彼女の記憶には少し問題があるようで、名前以外のことがなかなか思い出せないんだ。
ナナはたまにこうなっちゃうんだ。
かわいそうにな。私はひとまずバレショーセファントムに連れて行って保護するつもりでいた。そこへ向かう道中で彼女が少しでも記憶を取り戻せないか。君たちは彼女の家がどこにあるか知ってるか？教えてくれれば
Hey,
私が直接送り届けよう。そ
she
の方
lives
が
in
い
leeway,
ろいろと
buddy.
面倒事も省
She
ける。
lives in leeway.
知ってはいるけど、ここからじゃさすがに遠すぎるぞ。遠すぎ？ナナ、ずっと洗礼について歩
A
いて
Sealy
た
all the
ら
way to
ル
Lumidos
ミドゥ
Harbor.
ース
How?
ハーバーに着いた。
思い出したのか？じゃあさらに前のことは？
その前は白先生と一緒になんだっけ、患者さんのところに行って薬草を取って
Oh my god, she was gathering herbs and then got
イローフのことか。名探偵パイモンは全部まるっとお見通しだぞ。ナナは白術と一緒にイローフへ往診に行って、その
How
後で
did she
薬草
go
を
all
取
the
って
way
る
from
時に
Yilong
迷子
Wharf to fucking Lumidos Harbor?
たまたま出会っ
She
た
just
洗礼に
walked.
ついていったらルミドゥースハーバーまで来ちゃったってわけだな。おいら、旅人と一緒に
Robin
怪盗と名
versus
探偵を読んでてよかったぜ。
Chesterton.
この程度の推理は
You do know that
朝飯
book's a
前
work
だ
of
ぞ。
fiction, right?
おお、確かに筋が通ってるな。それじゃあ私はすぐに出発してナナをイローフまで送るよ。白術さんはナナの保護
Wait,
者なんだ
these
ろ？
people in those people in Barbalot's prophecy,
すごく心
wasn't
配して
Chi
い
Chi
る
one
は
of
ずだ。
them? Chi Chi was one of them.
うっかり忘れちゃうところだったぞ。おーい、バーベロス、いるか？聞こえてるか？
I love how the Melusine is just following. Ah,
そう大声を出さずともよい。ずっとここにいたけど、お前たちの会話を遮り
that's
た
so.
くなかっただ
That
けだよ。
I love the Melusines, man. I think they're probably one of the best
優秀な
additions in
占い師の本能だからね。
Genshin as a sort of like being, living being in the game.
いわゆる洗礼の道案内も、ある種の運命の導きと言えるだろう。
What would Chi
せ
Chi
っかく
be?
ここまで来たんだ。ついでに占いなんてどうだい？
I'm trying to think of what Chi Chi's card will be. I'm trying to think. What could it be? Could it be? It could be. If you're talking about innocence or a free spirit or well, it could be a high priestess technically because it could be well, no, high priestess doesn't make sense. I was thinking of maybe Fool because of that innocence, free spirit kind of vibe, basically, that she has. Because obviously, with the lack of memories, that's possibly the case. Um, it could also potentially be. It could still be. I don't know what else it could be. Man, Chi-Chi's a difficult one.
ない？
Chi-Chi's a very difficult one to think
も
of.
う待ってよバービー。そんな形式的な態度じゃ子供が怖がっちゃうじゃない。ちょっとどいて。よく見ててね。サプライズプレゼントはこうやって渡すのが正解なの。小さな魔女界のナナちゃん。私はあ
Oh
な
yeah.
たのね
Oh, good reference.
綺
Fair
麗な
enough.
ママでこの世界で一番すごい大魔女アリスおばさんよ。
アリスおばさん、こんにちは。
本当に礼儀正しくて可愛いいい子ね。さあ、大魔女が小さな魔女のために
So
サ
sweet.
プライズで予言の儀式を行ってあげる。
予言儀式？
そう、目の前にあるカードを見てみて。綺麗でしょ。どう？
Just
素
draw
敵じゃ
one.
ない？
気に入った。
Aw.
よかった。それじゃそこから1枚引いてね。
これでいい？
Oh, what card is it? Reversed
もちろんだよ。ちゃんと
Hangman?
協力してくれたご褒美にそのカードはあなたにあげちゃう。
No, it's not. It's not Hangman. Sorry, reverse. I don't know what reverse it is. It's a reverse for sure. It's a reversed for sure, but I can't tell what it was.
ありがとう。
さあバービー、あなたの休憩時間はもう終わりよ。ナナちゃん、
肩を揺さぶるんじゃない。ちゃんと見ておるよ。
Oh, it is upright Hangman. Okay, okay, not reversed. I thought it was reversed for some reason. It is an upright Hangman.
それを引けるものはそう。
Okay, yeah, I can see why it's upright. Upright Hanged Man. So this is what I thought that potentially we could see Risley get because of sacrifice, martyrdom kind of vibe.
つまりナナちゃんはとっても
But
特
yeah,
別
makes
な
sense.
存在ってこと。
I can see that.
超越と忍耐を象徴し、世俗からの徴奪をも意味しておる。
Release as well. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, oh, detachment from the everyday world is basically release. Transcendence and waiting.
一定の制限の中におるが、お前さん自身はそこ
There
か
are
ら抜け
shackles
出
that
そう
bind
とは
you,
思
but
って
you
お
have
ら
no
んようだね。
yourself have no desire to break free from them.
制限直令のこと？
表面的に言えばその理解でも間違ってないよ。未来のことはただ待つだけでよい。当然お前さんにとって一番有り余っているのは
It's not like you lack
時
for
間だ
time.
ろう。だが、おや、こいつはおかしいね。
はいはい、ストップストップ。そんなに一気に喋ると小
Give
さ
this
い子が
poor
疲
child
れ
a
ちゃうで
moment
し
to
ょ。
breathe.
まずはナナちゃんにこのプレゼントをじっくり
I
堪
wonder
能
if there
しても
will be
らおう
ever a
よ。
time where Chi-Chi can get all her
子供
memories
にはもっ
like
と気長に。
permanently. Like she can actually remember stuff for longer periods of time. I mean, she's already improving based on obviously her remembering the little hex and circle and everything.
ナナちゃん、このささやかなサプライズ喜んでもらえたかな。
カードきれい、ありがとうアリスおばさん。
あら、お利口さん。頑張っておばさんの名前を覚えてくれたの？本当はもっとあなたとお
No,
話
it
し
makes
したいけ
sense
ど、
to let her
そ
go
ろそ
because
ろ
it's
時間ね。
too much into one
いい子
in
は
one
お
go.
家に帰らなくちゃ。バービー、もしまだ言いたいことがあれば、次に小さな魔女会が集まるときに、小さな魔女一人一人に予言をしてあげて。きっとみんな喜ぶはずよ。
If Auntie Barbie has more to say the next time her sins are coming, she can make a prophecy for every little witch who
勝
attends.
手にわしの仕事を増やさないでくれないかい？
Just adding so that yeah, she'll have to do yao yaos and everybody else's.
それじゃあまたね。ナナちゃんと立ち会い人さんたち。
バイバイアリスおばさんと アリスおばさんのお友達。
ふう。話は終わったのかな。さっきの二人の声、このぬいぐるみから聞こえて
Blathine
たの
wants
かな。
wants the Doriko.
違う違う。そんなことを考えている場合じゃない。ナナ、白術さんを探しに行こう。
うん。時間になった。ナナ、帰らないと。また今度。旅人、タイモン、
Stay safe.
カード、プレゼント。綺麗。
Ire. Very pretty. Very pretty card indeed. Alright, let's do the battle with Chi-Chi. Very interesting. I wasn't expecting Hangman necessarily. I thought maybe more so Innocence sort of vibes. Maybe the Fool card would fit a bit more. But yeah, interesting, interesting. Alright, let's do this. Come on, give me you. There we go. Come on, super conduct is going off. There we go. Let's see. The super conduct is not triggering as much as I thought it would, but let's see. Am I missing the number? Where is the super conduct numbers? There we go. Alright, 1 second, there we go. Let's see what we can do here. Come on. I'm not seeing any stellar conduct procs, unfortunately. Before we stop, oh, there it was. It took it a while for us to see it, because yeah, if we enter she can enter the pole star field and enter a stellar conduct state, of course, and then she has a bunch of stuff that allows her to get some stellar conduct as well. Interesting, yeah. The good thing is she's able to regenerate some energy now from her skill, from what it seems like, which is very good. We needed that. We needed that. Come on. Why must you run away, buddy? Why must you run away? Come on. Let's see how many particles can come. This will tell us. 2 particles? 2 particles. I think that was 2 particles. And there might be more as well as we get some more hits going on. There we go. Very nice. Okay, I'm interested to see her in more of a more centrally stellar team, to be honest. I think that'll be more fascinating, to say the least. That'll tell us a lot more details about it. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Who is it gonna be? Diona. Alright, let's do Diona next, eh? Wait, what affliction?
そうだね。この運命の乱れはお前さんの運命とあまり
Imagine
に
your
も深く
destiny is a
結
tree.
び
This
ついて
affliction
い
is
る。
like a new
例
shoot
えるな
growing
ら
from its
運命の
branches.
地から生え出た新芽の
Wait,
ような
what
もの
is
だ。
her affliction?
それはずっとお前さんが太陽の光や雨
I
露を
assume
吸
it's
収す
probably
る
the
手助けをして
people
き
on
たし、
Mondstadt drinking
す
too
でに
much,
運命
trying to
を
remove that
形作り
affliction.
始めてもいる。もしむやみにその芽を切り落とせば、
If you cut it off now,
残
the
された
wound
傷
may left
口から
behind may
何か
fester,
良くないものが
inflicting
入
the
り込ん
entire
で、
tree. I
木
do wonder
全
what
体
it
が
is.
病気になってしまうかもしれないよ。
はあ、まるでこの体質がいいものだと思ってるような言い方にゃ。これのせいで、いつまで経っても本当に
It's
作り
getting
た
in
い
my
お
way,
酒
keeping
が
me
作
from
れないって
mixing
いう
the
の
drinks I
に。
need.
新芽っていうより、大樹に絡みついて苦しめようとしてる鶴みたいじゃない。
Okay.
もしそうだったら運命
If
の
that were
拒
the
絶
case,
反
your
応
fate
に
would have
従
rejected
え
it
ば
and we
簡
could have
単に
easily
切り
pruned
落
it
とせ
away.
るんだがね。だが
Okay.
残念ながらそれはそういうものじゃないんだよ。さて、無駄話はここまでだ。これでわ
That
し
should
が
be
れっ
enough to
きとした
convince you I'm a
占い師だと
legitimate
信じて
fortune
くれた
teller,
だろ
yes?
ほら、さっき言った通りにこっちへ来て適当にカ
Alright,
ードを
what
1枚
card
引いと
is
くれ。
what
お
card
前
is she
さん
gonna
の未
be?
来に少しだけアドバイスをしてや
I
る。
think in the case of Diona, it's more about rigidity. right? The idea of rigidity, clinging to control or some sorts, could be chariot. I think chariot.
じゃあ適当に引くよ。これに、やっぱりこっちかにゃ。
安心しな。どのカー
Don't
ドを
overthink
選
it.
ぼ
No
うと
matter how you
引ける
choose, you
の
can
は
only
運命
ever
に
draw the
定められ
card
た
destined
一
for
枚
you.
だけだよ。
この占い師
This fortune teller's laugh is creepy. She's like an old witch from a fairy
と
tale.
でもすごい占い師さんのアドバイスなら本当に役に立つかもしれないし、真剣に選ばないと。
You're scaring her.
旅人にパイモン。
さすがだね。いつも絶妙なタイミングで現れるじゃないか。
Timing is my strong suit. I do everything when I need to do it, right? Okay?
つかみどころのない運命よりも確実な依頼の方が人の言動をより直接的に形作れるものだ。さて、このこと話すのはお前に任せようかね。どうやらわしという魔女をあま
I
り
mean, the
信
way
用
you're
しておらん
talking to her, I
ようだ
wouldn't be
な。
surprised, man. Everybody would be a little bit
こ
creeped
ん
out.
な場所で露店を出してる怪しい占い師
Especially
な
one
んて
that's speaking from a
どう
doll.
考えても信用できないだろう。旅人はこの占い師さんと知り合いなの？よかった。やっと信頼できる人に話が聞ける。旅人、パイもこっちこっち。ちょ
I
っ
need
と
to talk
聞
to
き
you
た
in
いこと
private.
があって。もちろん、新しいお酒の材料を探すためだよ。これまでの私は視野が
Okay.
狭すぎたの。お酒を作るのに
So I was
食
thinking
材
it
ばっ
would
か
be
り
more
探
about
して
trying
た
to
から。
stop people from drinking and stuff. So that control. So I was saying maybe like a chariot type of vibe.
お前が使う材料全部が食材ってわけでもないと思うけどな。とにかくどれも口に入れられるものばか
So
り
you're
でしょ。
planning to find
目をつぶって
completely
歯を食い
inedible
しばれば
in
飲み
ingredients?
込めはするにゃ。そうだよ。例えば
Rusted
錆びた
screws.
ネジに
Hey
廃
yo,
棄
is
さ
she
れた
trying to
ケー
kill
ブル、
people?
固まった油汚れの塊とか。
Ay, 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 ay. I don't know about that one, brother. I don't know about that one. Maybe devil. Maybe we might have to go
フ
down
ォン
devil.
テーヌ科学院でフォンタを作ってるおじさんが手伝ってくれたお
Oh
か
god,
げで
she
こ
ran
んな
into
にたくさんいい
Henry.
材料を見つ
I
けられ
call
た
him
の。
Henry. It's Heinrich more like, but yeah.
あの美味しい炭酸飲料はフォンテーヌ科学院が作ってるって聞いてたからもともと興味はあったの。行ってみたらハインディおじさんが気前よく新しい味のフォンタを何本も飲ませてくれてね。あのおじさんからはお酒の匂いが全然しなくて甘酸っぱい
Once
フォンタ
Naman
の
you can
香
tell
り
he's
し
a
かしない
reliable
ん
sort
だ
of grown
よ。
up.
一嗅ぎしただけで
Diana, the
頼
only
りになる
problem
大
with
人
you
だ
is
っ
that
て
you're
分か
living
っ
in
たにゃ。
Mondstadt. They are drunkards over
そ
there.
れにここへ来るようにも勧めてくれたんだ。私みたいな特殊体質は科学院の
My
技
neck
術
is
じゃ
so
解
fucking
析で
stiff,
きない
man.
かもしれないんだっても最近フォンテーヌ邸の近くにすっごくよく当たるって評判の
Apparently,
不思
everyone
議な
who's
占
been
い屋
here
が
says
あ
she's
るっていう
crazy
話を
accurate.
聞いた。もしかしたら占いによって原理がわかるかもしれません。それさえ判明すれば解決
If you
方
grasp
法
the
も見つか
principles
る可
behind it,
能
you
性
can
がありま
perhaps
すよ
find a
って
cure.
言われて、なかなか筋が通ってるし考え方もはっきりしてるな。さすがはフォンテ
Yeah,
ーヌ科
yeah.
学院
I
の
mean,
研究
he
員
still
って
knows
いう
his shit,
か。
even though he is a little bit weird.
それでこの占い屋に来たんだけ
Even though
ど
he is a little bit
来
weird,
てす
he
ぐ
knows
に
his
彼
shit.
女に呼び止められて私の体に奇妙な乱れ
Strange
があるって言われた
disturbance.
んだよね。何も言ってないのに私の体質の問題を全部言い当てたんだよ。でも
フォンテーヌ科学院の研究論理は直接占いに応用できるわけじゃ。さっきも言っただろ。たとえ原理が分かったとしてもその後は一筋縄ではいかないよ。神秘学は実体のあるベアリングやネジじゃないからね。
Mysticism isn't built of bearings
わ
and
しに
bolts.
も
I
お
can't
前
simply
さんの運
repair
命
your
を
fate for
直
you.
接修理してやることは
True,
できない
very
の
true.
さ。
それってつまり何も変えられないってことだよね。
それがそうとも限らない。
By drawing a
カー
card,
ド
you
を
may
引
just
けば
find a
運命に
tiny
欠け
missing
て
gear
いた
to
小
fit
さ
into
な
the
歯
wheel of
車が
fate.
見つかるかもしれないよ。一見ちっぽけな部品に見えてもしっかりと装
The
置に
tiniest
取り
gears
付け
can
てや
still
れば
drive
それが巨
massive
大なシステムを動
mechanisms.
かすことだってある。
Interesting.
私を騙そうとしてるんじゃないよね。旅人はどう
Barbeloth is very reliable. Just relax and draw a card.
わかった。旅人がそういうの。
Alright. Let's see what card she draws. I initially thought Chariot. I thought Chariot, but I don't think it'll be Chariot.
引いたよ。
Re-
この
i-
カードは
is that a reversed card? I can't tell.
おや、これはまた奇妙だね。
Oh,
ま
fifth
さかお前
vigor.
さんの体の乱れ
It
が
looks
これほ
reversed.
どま
It
で
is a
にたくま
reversed
しく
card.
成長しておったとは。もはや新芽ではなく一本の丈夫な枝になっておる。実に奇妙だ。
But I can't tell what it is. The art on the Arcana cards are quite different to
それって
the usual ones we
これ
see.
から私が作るお酒がどんどん美味しくなっちゃうってこと？
体質だけのことを言うならその通りだね。
The reversed
それ
High
に引いたカー
Priestess.
ドは逆位置の女教皇だ。
Interesting. Lack of lost inner voice is what I know. The lack of an inner voice more so, I would say. Or nah, lack is the wrong word actually. Lost is the right word. Not unsure. And you know, that whole conflict, inner conflict, I can see that. Yeah, makes sense. That makes a lot of
それは今ま
sense.
で幕の手前にあるものばかりに気を取られていたことの証明さ。だからこそいつまで経ってもその幕の先に行くことができなかった。
お酒の調合とはあんまり関係なさそうだね。このカードがどんな食材を探しに行けばいいか教えてくれ。
確かに月流のアルカナ
The
にそれ
Lunar
は
Arcana
できない
known for
ね。
creating recipes, at least
少
not
な
yet.
くとも今はだがお前さんも必ずしもお酒の調合とい
It's to
う
look
行為
within
を通
yourself,
して
yeah.
人生の本
私の人生の本当の答えは酔っ払いのおじさんを全員懲らしめて二度と酔って暴れたりできない。
大した行動力だ。
You're
だ
certainly
が
driven, but
体は
while your
行
body
動して
moves
いても
forward, your heart
心は
remains
ずっと
stuck.
立ち止まったままのようだね。
そんなことない。私は心の底から
You don't.
お酒を飲む
You
変な
love your
おじ
father
さん
and
の
all.
ことが大嫌いなの。特に
なるほど。なら、そいつと話したことはあるのかい？
誰のことを考えてるかも分かっちゃうの。
Her dad, of course.
私
Because he's also a
何も
culprit. He's also drinking all the time.
占ったに決まってるだろう。焦りによる行動や混乱した感情は捨てて。
Yeah, the confused feelings is what makes sense. It actually makes sense now that I'm thinking about it from previous stories with Diona and her dad in Springvale. Makes a lot of
その
sense,
方が
actually.
世界一まずい酒を調合するより有意義か
They're
も
trying to
ね。
mix the most disgusting drinks in the
そん
world.
なの絶対無理だよ。お酒を飲んだら何にも聞いてくれなくなるんだから。
以前はそうだったかもしれない。だが今、お前さんは
Perhaps
一
that was
つ
true
の
before,
小
but
さ
now
な
he
歯
found a
車を
tiny
見
gift
つ
from
け
the
た
wheel
じゃ
of
ない
fate.
か。
Returned to its rightful place.
それ
Certain
が
things
回
might
れ
go
ば
undergo
少しは状
subtle
況に
changes.
変化が起きるかもしれないよ。
このカードのこと？でもこれただのカードじゃない。
もちろん違う。わしが言っておるのはすでに
The idea,
変
the
化し始
motivation
めたお
potentially
前
to
さん
try
の
one more
心
time,
の
to
こと
actually
さ
try and succeed.
私の心なんて少しも変わってないよ。もうお酒の材料を探しに行くから。占い代はいくら？ちゃんと払わないと。
ふん、本当に礼儀正しい子だね。あの小娘よりずっと可愛げがある。だが代金は不要だよ。魔女からのささやかな贈り物だと思いな。
Much more endearing than that other little brat. Is she? I'm very confused if she's talking about either Mona or Klee. It could be either. It could be very well either.
ありがとう。もしモンドに来ることがあれば飲み物をおごってあげる。美味しさは。
わしがモンドに？
Oh God.
うん。
Oh, the invite to
機会があれ
Mondstadt.
ば一度
Mona
行っ
is
てみるの
not
は
gonna be
悪くない
happy.
ね。
あなたたちも付き合ってくれてありがとう。旅人、それとパイモンも。だな。どんな面倒事でもオイラたちがすぐに
Yes,
駆けつけ
sir.
て手伝ってやる
Yes, sir. We will always be there.
いひひ。その後は美味しい飲み物をおごってもらわないとな。
Yep.
あなたたちがモンドに遊びに来たら絶対に一番美味しい飲み物をご馳走してあげるにゃ。 もち
The
ろん
kind with
お酒が
absolutely
一滴
zippo
も入って
alcohol.
ないやつをね。
そうそう。もしカードについてまだ疑問があれば、モナという小娘を訪ねるんだよ。あいつのことは知っておるな？
モナ姉さんのこと知ってるよ。よくお店に来て一番安い飲み物を頼んでるけど。
わしの足元にも及ばんよ。だが月曜のアルカナの
She might as well hang up her hat. Oh no.
占い師を名乗る資格はないね。
Poor thing.
お前さんはただ偉大なるアストロマンサーバーベロス・トリスメギストスに代わって
トリスメギス
試
トス
練として予言を持ってきたあと伝えればいいのさ。安心しな。そう言っておけばあいつは必ず全力を尽くして解読してくれるよ。
覚えたよ。アストロマンサーバーベロストリスメギストス。すっごく長い名前。そういえばモナ姉さんのフルネームも長かったっけ？確か
She's forgotten Mona's name as well.
アストロ
Mona Megistus.
忘れちゃったにゃ。
There we go. Alright. Sweet, sweet stuff. Lovely to see that story. That was actually pretty good as well. More basic, but it was actually really solid as well. Alright, change of clothes as you guys can see. Had to go meet some family, so decided to just take a shower, freshen up a little bit, and come back so that we can finish off this Witch's Revelation. I wasn't actually expecting it to be this long. I thought that each one would be like 5 minutes at most to, you know, cover all of them. But they've been quite in-depth, and we've gone over every single character in quite a bit of detail. And they've been about 7 to 8 minutes, if not maybe 10 at most, in terms of the entire story from start to finish, including the fight. So very good so far. I really liked Diona's, to be honest. I do think it was a nicer, more softer touch. It kind of reminded me of the first one in a way with Rio Thesli, in all honesty. So I liked it. I really did like it. All right, let's just do this quickly. Beat up these enemies. I'm gonna just do this so that we can quickly get this out of the way. Otherwise this cryo slime is about to ruin my day, and I'm not gonna be very, very happy. Let's do this. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Can I get my skill back, please? Thank you. There we go. Alright, let's go. Alright, there we go. Got the KO there. Oh, 19 enemies as well for this. Are you kidding me, man? You could have given me a little bit less enemies, please, game. You could have done me a favor there. You could have done me a bit of a solid there. I mean, at least it's all just Hilichurls and Midgetrolls, which is not that problematic. It would have been a bit of a problem if it was like more annoying enemies, potentially, like I don't know, like one of the rogue Hilichurls or something. That would have been really annoying. All right, let's see. Come on, there we go. All right, 2 more enemies. Oh god, there's gonna be something big, isn't it? It's gonna be a rune guard, I'd imagine. Oh no, it is a rogue Hilichurl. Of course it was. I literally said it. If they drop a rogue Hilichurl, it's gonna be very annoying. Drops a rogue Hilichurl. Fantastic. You'll love to see it. Alright, there we go. To be honest, I don't think these are great showcases for their buffs, honestly. I will say that. I think they've done a really bad job in showcasing their buffs because it doesn't show how good they'll actually be. It just seems like they're weak right now, which is a shame. But anyways, let's move on to the final character that I own, and then we'll go and check out Sino. We have Beto's left. Beto is the only one left for us. So let's take a look and see what's in store for us when it comes to Beto. Beto is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, off the top of my head... Oh, she's already drawn it. I was going to say that, to me personally, Beto, I think could be... It could be... I was actually... I was thinking maybe it's something to do with like willpower and strength and bravery. So the strength Arcana or Magician Arcana, maybe one of those two. Probably strength. I could see strength for Beto. Yep, upright strength. This is the most obvious one, I think, of the lot. I was thinking maybe Magician as a potential option, but yeah, strength was too obvious. Passion, courage, confidence, desire, as well as perfect unfaltering love. You'll take control and steer a steady course. Makes sense considering, like Barbalot said, considering Beto's position, it's the most obvious one, I think.
いい毛が出たら代金を弾むのが私
Our
たち
good
の
fortune
掟だ
means paying extra for the reading.
ほら、机の上に置くよ。もし時間があれば、私の船の仲間たちも見てやってくれないか
That's very sweet.
そんなことを頼まれたのは初めてだよ。
あいつらは南から北まで風に吹かれ波に揉まれながら何年も後悔してきた。
There isn't one among them who doesn't harbor troubles of their own. And for Beto, that's family basically, no? Makes sense.
あいつらの親分とはいえ、私じゃ解決してやれない問題もある。
Yep.
せっかくあんたみたいな占い師に出会えたんだ。船に来てもらって、あいつらの心につっかえてるもんを解消してくれないかと思ったのさ。報酬なら心配いらない。今回いくつか大きな商売をしてかなり稼げたからな。
面白そうだが遠慮しておくよ。わしのカードボックスには大
There aren't enough cards in my deck for such a sizable crew. Poor crew, poor
旅
crew.
人にパイモン、久しぶりじゃないか。あんたたちもボク戦を頼みに来たのか？
What are you doing in
も
Fontaine?
ちろん商売をしに来たのさ。ついでに誰か
Ning
さん
Wong,
の
I'd
ために
imagine.
新しい商売のルートを調べにね。他に誰がいる？
Xian
当然我らが
Xuan.
天主園様だよ。
Tian Xuan.
あの女、今度は何を企んでいるのか知らないが、数日前に突然フォンテーヌでいい商売ができるって持ちか
Good
けてきたん
timing,
だ。
I suppose.
私が何か言う前にあいつは詳細な計画書を取り出してそこに書かれたルートに従って
Just go.
進めばいい。
Get it done.
ってきてな。
Get this shit done.
ちょうど最近は急ぐ仕事もなかったから彼女の言う通りに来てみたら何もかも
It's
が
been
も
plain
のすご
sailing
く
the
順
whole
調に
way.
進んだんだ。
Destiny, fate.
本来なら
What
半
can you
月は
say?
かかるはずだった仕事が1週間ちょっとで終わったのさ。だったらすぐ帰るのももったいないし、いっそここでもう少し遊ん
Oh,
でい
that's
こうと思
nice.
ったん
That's
だ。
that's sweet. That is very
仲
sweet.
間に
One
も昨日はホテルドゥボールを貸し切ってみんなでと
Oh
ことん飲んだよ。
must have absolutely finished the entire
あいつらはまだホテル
winery.
で寝ている。私は
The
外で
cellar
風に
must be
当たって
empty,
酔いを
100%.
覚ましていたんだけど、少し歩いたところでこちらの戦車さんに呼び止められてカードを1枚引いてくれって言われてな。ほら、この力ってカードだ。見たところ良さそうなカードだけど、
It's the right side up, so
正
it's
の向きだ
really
から
good.
さらにいいってことか？
Because if you go for the reversed, it of course means weak, insecurities, generally self-doubt as well. So
正
yeah,
義の力か。なんていう
makes
か
sense. Makes
確
sense
かに
massively.
新しい気がするぞ。
ああ。さて、そのカー
Oh,
ドに
alright,
込
we
めら
have
れた
one more
もう
meaning.
一つの意味について
This might be one I
話そう
don't
か
even
ね。
know.
まさか何か悪い知らせ？
言っただろ。よしあしなんてないよ。占いとも直接の関係はないし、
Oh?
ちょっとした気まぐれな思いつきとして
After
捉えて
class
くれ。
musing.
外面的な力にしても内面的な精神にしても、確
Yep.
かにお前は強い。例えるならお前は暗闇の中の灯火だ。闇を払い迷える者に進むべき道を導く。だがよく覚えておきな。それに引き寄せられるのは道に
You
迷
must
っ
know
た
it's not
弱
only the
者
lost
だ
and
け
weak
じ
who
ゃ
are
ない。
attracted to the glow. Bugs
虫
cling
け
to
らもま
lantern,
た
competing
明
for
かり
light
に
and
群
heat.
がり光と熱を奪
So
い
you
合
have to
う
be
んだよ。
careful of who's around you.
灯火は奴らにも等しくぬくもりを与えられると信じて、より激しく燃焼しようとする。そうしなければ光が弱まってしまうと考えるのさ。
Interesting.
厄介な虫けらどもを追い払ってくれる者がいれば、
So always
まだ
you have to
救い
rely
は
on
ある
other
だろうが
people.
もしそうでないのなら、いずれ灯火も取るに足らぬ虫けらのために
Makes sense,
自分
makes
ごと
sense.
燃やし尽くしてしまうか
So
もし
you
れ
have to
ない
be
よ。
you know your strength, but you can't always utilize all of it to do something. You have to take some help from people as well.
そう考えると私には何の問題もないな。私にはある友人がいる。彼女は昔から人の悩みを解決する
Ning
のが
Wong,
得
of
意で、
course.
それに
Very nice, very nice. The
目が
original
届きに
ship,
くい場所に潜んで
if you
る
want to call it
ネ
for
ズミ
Genshin
なんか
Impact.
を
Honestly,
よく自分の手で駆除しているよ。
I think if there's one very obvious ship that has been there since day one in Genshin, it's this one with Beidou and Ningguang, 100%.
珍しいね。お前の口ぶりからして随分その友人を
Like even
信
more
頼してお
than
るようだ。
obviously Columbine and Sandrone are very recent, and then generally there's been one or two along the way. You know, Lauma Nefer has been recent as well, but yeah.
もしあいつが道に迷うようならリーユへの全国民が迷子になっちまうな。今回だってあいつが教えてくれたルートで道理でな。おかしいと思っていたんだ。あの女が本気ででかい商売をする気なら私がここでのんびり過ごしているのを許すわけがない。
Even giving someone time off requires an elaborate ruse.
簡単に言うと行幸は北斗に休みをあげたかったんだな。でもなんでこんな回りくどいことをしたんだ？
あの女ならきっとこう言うだろう。回り道をしなければならないこともあるな。
Some detours are needed only by taking them. Can the shortcuts be found? Hey, touche.
彼女の複雑な考えなんてさっぱりわからない。けど商売のルート拡大には私が不可欠なんだ。悪いよ。私という力のカードは先陣を切って波をかき分け、ただひたすら突き進む。
What a line! As her strength card, I'll remain up front, breaking the waves and forging a path ahead.
もうこんな時間か。仲間の様子を見に戻るとしよう。
That's good. That's a very good
ついでに酔
line.
いを覚まさせて出航の準備をさせないと。旅人パイモン、それに戦車さんも機会があったらまた会おう。このカードもなかなかの珍品だな。人にあげてもいいのか？いや、ダメだろうな。ま、見せるくらいなら大丈夫か。
迷えるものを庇護し導く
A
光。
light that guides the lost and those who
そして
come for more than its
光を
glow.
求めず手を差し伸べるもの。面白いじゃないか。暇があれば
I love how Barbalot's like, I have to go to Mondstadt, I have to go to Liyue. So many different places to go to. Alright, let's listen to her story. Let's see what they've given her in terms of her fight. I should have checked Diona's kit. Ah, that's my bad. Oh, Chongyun, really? Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. When holding down Tide Color one stack of power, this effect can trigger once, and additionally when inside Beta will enter the Radiant Stellar Conduct state. Okay, so she gets this additional talent and a Con 6 basically update, which is fair enough. Royal Greatsword, Artifacts, Thundering Fury, yep. There we go. Go for this, there we go. Come on. Alright, just drop this. Yeet. Come on. Yeet. Drop this, and then let's do this. Come on, taking some hits. Very nice. Alright, big boy is here. Oh, there's one more big boy that's supposed to come. You could have just dropped both at the same time. It doesn't really matter. There we go. Let's do this. Come on, let's go. Come on. You can deal some damage, no? No? Took him an eternity to actually do anything there, but it's alright. Alright, let me just do this quickly. There we go. Come on. Nice hit. Oh, we've gone out of the field. Come on, there we go. I'll finish it off with Chongyun. There we go. Easy W's. So that was Beto's as well. Again, Beto's was... I think the Inazuma characters had a lot more suspicions to them, I suppose, in terms of what could be possible in the future, compared to the other characters who were more based on just character growth, I'd say, more than anything else, right? Which is completely fair, I think. I think that's really nice as well, to be honest. I think Chi-Chi's as well was also more on the growth side than it actually was to lead to anything in the future, maybe. But yeah, very solid so far. I think these 6 have been really nice. I really like them. I don't think they're, I will say, outside of maybe Yae Miko and Mizuki, and even then I wouldn't say it was as giving as, say, for example, Venti's story quest in the Hexerai buffs one. I think that one was insane, obviously, to see him, recuperate his power a little bit, talk a little bit, teeny tiny bit about his Tarot, but as well, technically. I think that was insane. I don't think they're on that level, but they're still very good, I would say, overall, the stories. Now, let's go over to the Sino story quest. It's a 7.5 minute thing, so let's take a look at it and see what is in store for us. Let's just do this. Will this be better? Yeah, that'll be better. Can I get a better quality from you, buddy? Big ups to Brad, by the way. I think that's his name. Brand or Brad. I don't remember who it was. But let's take a look at that. 1 second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause in my game so the audio isn't loud and overriding it. So let's do this. Pump it up a little bit. Who are they missing? Oh, they're missing Mizuki. I'm surprised considering Mizuki is free. I assume they'll get Mizuki next. Alright, talk to Sino. Sino talking to Sino.
Are you sure you can't make a copy of this card back for me?
Oh god.
Absolutely certain.
I'm not gonna lie. I forget that's Alejandro Saab, Sayu, Kagi, however you want to call him, is what voices Sino until you hear Sino, because it's so obviously him.
It's very impressive. Maybe we could
Oh,
come
what
to
card
some
will
sort of
Sino be?
arrangement.
Absolutely not.
No.
I see. Obtaining beautiful card backs and playing powerful cards
course.
both require a certain price.
This guy, man. This guy always
I
wants
think
to do
I
something with
understand.
invocation.
Hey, you don't know why Sino's here? Maybe
I don't know actually.
I sure did. That's my buddy, all right. We're on completely the
I was thinking
same
maybe
wavelength.
like Justice or Upright
There's a
Justice,
small
that is, or
gathering
Emperor.
of TCG players taking place here in Fontaine.
But I don't think it'll be the
I
same as
heard
what we've already had
participants
before.
Get event-exclusive card holders for free. There were no pressing matters at the academia.
I need to get back into
so
Invocation
I
at
came
some
over.
point. I did
there
like it a
were
little bit,
pressing
but
matters.
I just felt like
Come on,
making
as
a
a
deck
sneaky
and
suspicion, you would've
figuring
found a
out the
way to
new
make
stuff
them
was always very
not
annoying
so
every patch.
pressing.
So I was like, I stopped doing it
You're
after a
right.
certain point.
I managed to finish almost all of my work after only 2 weeks of overtime.
All
Sethos
right, buddy.
helped out too. So I promised to bring him a
2
card
weeks of
holder for his
overtime.
trouble.
Very good, buddy.
He's very good at paperwork.
Well then, General Mahamatra, are you going to draw a card or not?
Of course. You say this card will predict my future, right?
Technically, not quite. But it's unlikely to cause much trouble if you choose to understand it that way.
I see. Is this like that line in Duel Master? Stake your fate on the next card in the draw. And now
The heart of the cards,
it's
baby.
my
Heart of the
turn to
cards.
draw.
Makes a stylish pose and draws a card. Just like... Oh, it's Reverse Temperance.
Temperance. A fitting card for the General Mahamatra
I can see that
of
actually.
the Sumeru Academia. Alice mentioned him a few times. She finds it funny that the stuffy old academia has a General Mahamatra.
Don't encourage
with
him.
such
Please
a
don't encourage him, Alice. Oh god.
well-developed sense of
To be honest,
humor.
if there's anybody that would encourage
Please
it,
thank her for the
it's
compliment.
Alice, to be honest.
Now that I've drawn a card, what should I do next?
Since it's reversed temperance, or rather, reversed artistry, I suggest you maintain a state of doing nothing for the time being. You've been acting rashly and have nearly lost your footing on the narrow bridge of fate.
Makes sense. Yeah, actually
it's
makes
because
sense.
I've been playing too much cards, isn't it? Sethos and Tainari told me the same thing.
I think especially
I've
with the
already
situation
adjusted
in
my schedule.
Sumeru with
I'm not talking
Sethos
about
and
playing
stuff.
cards. I mean your working hours. Surely Genius Invocation TCG isn't the only thing that demands the General Mahamatra's full attention.
My duties don't leave me much room to adjust them.
You're used to bearing the pressure of such a busy schedule alone?
There are other Matras. We share the pressure among us.
But they all rely on you? Not just the Matras, but the researchers and the people of Sumeru. So many people put their faith in you, General Mahamatra. They never tell you. Perhaps they don't even realize it themselves.
I'm really liking Barblott's ENVA. You
when
know,
they're
I've
all
not
so
really heard it.
captivated
Obviously,
by your
being a JP
unstoppable
player
wit.
primarily, a
But
JPVA player.
you can feel their
But still.
gazes, looking to you night and day. Oh, and the shadow that walks beside you, he too is one of your burdens.
Sethos.
You're used to leading the way, carrying the burdens of others. I think perhaps this is the reason for your imbalance.
I have many friends. One of them just happens to be a genius who goes by the name of Invocation TCG.
So it seems you have no intention of resting.
There's no time to rest.
Indeed. For someone such as yourself, if the inner battle is endless, then even death won't mark the end of duty. Take this lunar arcanum. Perhaps it will lead you to the reason that restores your balance. When it does, the battle within you should also reach a decisive end.
Thank you, Traveler and Paimon. And my thanks to you as well. And don't worry, I promise I won't start acting too crazy.
Huh? Why would you... Wait, was that...
What does this have to do with acting crazy?
Oh no,
Because
oh no.
now I have this card. People might accuse me of being a bona fide lunar tick.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I've had enough of this guy, man. I've had enough of this guy. Alright, we don't... do I want to watch this guy do the battle? I don't have Sino, so it doesn't matter to me, but I guess I'll let it play because you guys might have him, right? So let's let him play. Alright, let's see how he fares. So they put Layla on the team, okay? Again, I feel like they could have done a bit of a better job with how they've portrayed these characters in terms of their buffs and all, to be honest. That's my personal take. Just to enable it a lot easier, right? I was struggling to get the stellar conduct regularly at times in the fights. So having the opportunity to get it in some way, shape or form in an easier fashion, be it you just give Sandrone to everybody, it doesn't matter. At the same time, I think they would want to avoid it just so that they can show that, oh, you can still do it with other characters, but you can't set the field without Sandrone anyways. So it doesn't matter. You give us Sandrone, give us the right weapons and stuff, and it's nice. Although Sino does look pretty good.
Not now.
Especially I like his buff where he's able to do it on his this as well with the pole-star field. That's pretty insane.
Judgment is upon you. You stand condemned.
He looks good. He does look good. I can't wait to see when we get more supports how they'll actually perform. Because of course Sandrone is more of a sub DPS kind of, or a main DPS even if you want to push that boundary as well. She's not really the support type necessarily. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, let me switch over to the game again now. But yeah, overall, very nice Witch's Revelation overall. Really liked it. I think it was pretty darn solid getting all these characters sorted out. I still have to do a lot of Witch's homework, I say. A lot, I say. I have to do whose? Nobody's. Oh, nobody's. I don't have any of these characters, right? Oh, no, wait. Prune, I need to get her to level 70. I got her just recently. Yeah, so... no, I think the Witch's Revelation was good. Great to be able to get some interesting stories, some interesting plot points, of course, as well. Like I said, I think the two Inazuma ones were the most interesting ones for me personally. I think Yae Miko's was like #1 for sure, with the reverse justice card and the whole idea of, you know, her still having her desire unfulfilled, basically. And leaving a longing of want, basically. So that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out in the future in terms of the storyline. like I said, we've got to go back to Inazuma at some point, surely, because it's not really had anything major in a long time. So we'll definitely be looking forward to that. I know we obviously had Enkanomiya, and that obviously was a big thing for Inazuma at the time. But, you know, it would be nice if we could go back once, you know, like how we went back to Mondstadt, how we go back year on year to Liyue. Sumeru, obviously, we got to come back in the Archon quest with the Irminsul tree, right? So it would be cool if we can go back to Inazuma at some point or the other. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the Witch's Revelation. Of course, let me know whose buff are you guys excited most to use, of course, as well, in the comment section down below. And I would appreciate if you guys hit that like button. Of course, gets it out in the algorithm, this video as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have yourselves a lovely day, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.